Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome everyone to another episode of Before Coffee. We're here on Thursday, which means we have a list of 13 things that I'm interested in talking about because it's just Allie today. It's just Allie and me. This is the first and only international game show Before Coffee, a father and daughter news podcast where we look at our news stories right before the show started. We just got caffeine in our bodies and we're learning to read and speak live on stream. Of course, it's just me, so my dad's probably asleep on a train right now. Let's get into our general news headlines, and spin that segue wheel. Today on Thursday's 13. Online safety for children and boosting security among Ireland's EU presidency priorities as the presidency of the EU shifts over. And World War I soldier's postcard helps unite his family after a century. Plus, Petro and Mamdani, the meeting between progressive leaders that frustrated the Trump administration in my US news. For culture news, Iceland Air has found the world's worst photographer and is paying her $50,000. It's also National Corn on the Cob Day, so get those two sticks, put them at the flat end of that corn on the cob, and go to town on today, June 11th, 2026, on Before Coffee. Man, it's almost like I'm a professional here, the way I'm able to time my headlines with the timing of the sound. And this is, of course, this is not my dad's fault, but that is the issue, right? If you don't, in a real news scenario, right, you had somebody cueing you and there'd be lights and there would be a teleprompter. There'd be a lot of ways in which to keep him on time, but he doesn't have any of that feedback, so he has no idea it's happening, and that the music is playing at a certain time. But either way, welcome everyone to the solo show for the second time in, I guess, in 2 weeks, because we were solo on Tuesday and now we're solo on Thursday. Let's roll that segue wheel so I can segue into my own stories. It's only a bit awkward to just be here by myself. I also need to lower my shoulder rest because I am not sequitur. Perfect. I'm gonna be really. It was pretty bad last time when I had to come up with a pun while also reading my story. So let's do non sequitur. The story is coming out of the EU. For anybody who doesn't know, they have a rotating presidency. Depending on who is the current leader of a certain country, they become the president of the EU for a time. That's why, for example, I think last year when Orban became the president and he was meeting with Russia and stuff, he got in trouble because he not only represents his country, but he has to represent the EU as well. It's from Cormac McQuinn on the Irish Times. The Republic of Ireland would seek to improve online safety for children and boost Europe's economic competitiveness and security, all of which are among its priorities for the presidency of the Council of European Union. As the government on Wednesday, which was yesterday, the 10th of June, unveiled its policy program for the 6-month-long presidency starting in July. Oh no. Sorry. There's that one Irish word that I forget how to pronounce. Take me to Wikipedia. Tell me how to pronounce it. Oh no, it doesn't tell me how to pronounce it. Usually it tells you how to pronounce things. It goes, I put the little thing, but then it didn't tell me how to pronounce it here. Maybe if I look it up on... Nope, still not telling me how to pronounce it. How to say this word that is Irish. I don't say it enough to remember how to say it. Okay, thank you. Please tell me. Okay, thanks. Tisha. Tisha! That's the word. This guy makes a 20-minute video just to say one word. Tisha Michael Martin said the state would work with others to make sure that Europe's children are safe online. In recent months, the government has proposed a ban on social media use for under 16s, while also suggesting there should be a restriction at EU level. Asked what the public could expect in this area by the end of the presidency, Martin replied, "Far greater protection for children online," adding that age verification would be a key factor of that. He said the 6-month presidency would be a challenging timeline for bringing in a social media ban for under 16s, but certainly we hope to advance it. Martin also pushed back against the suggestion that there is tension between the European headquarters for many of the world's largest technology companies being located in the state and EU efforts to regulate them. He said tech companies argue that there is too much regulation, but added that, on the other hand, though, they've been pretty successful in Europe. Martin said he agrees with some in the tech sector that we do need to pivot more to innovation in Europe, citing the area of artificial intelligence, where the US and China are well ahead of Europe. Artificial intelligence is useless, but generative artificial intelligence, I hope, is what they're not talking about. Oh, we're behind on something useless. Maybe. However, he also said he has never accepted the argument about tensions over the state hosting tech companies, because our Data Protection Commission has been very effective. Some 270 meetings involving foreign officials and politicians will be held during the presidency, including many outside Dublin, with Martin putting the costs at between €165 million to €185 million, excluding security costs. The Irish Times previously reported that €125 million has been allocated to An Garda Síochána alone, so the overall costs are set to be about €300 million. An Garda Síochána, which is I probably pronounced that wrong, is the Irish security. Martin said Irish authorities would work with other countries on security, as we do all on a habitual and on a regular basis, citing the state's intelligence services working with others in terms of identifying potential risks and sharing knowledge. During the launch, Martin said, at a time of increased threat and conflict, we need to work harder to protect our citizens, our democracies, and our European way of life. The Taoiseach said the Republic would continue to offer unwavering support to Ukraine and would support countries that have applied to join the EU. Martin suggested that one of those countries, Montenegro, could be very close to the end line for joining by the end of the year. He said the state would seek to secure a solid basis for the future work of the Union through the negotiation of the European Union's next long-term budget. So there's your news on all the a switch in presidency in the EU, which is pretty in line with, I think, most European values or what Europeans want. Especially, I know this under 16 ban for social media is mostly been like a Commonwealth and UK thing, but I haven't personally heard about anything in my local news about it, but I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't think it's enforceable. You know, the concept is interesting, but I don't know if it's actually possible to actually pass something like that and regulate it. Kids will find a way to do whatever they want, but maybe you might limit the amount that they can participate in. For my non sequitur, oh, I would have sneezed. There you go. There's my non sequitur. Oh no, why am I sneezing? Is it raining today? It's raining in our video game over here in the cafe, which we're slowly fully upgraded soon. We can upgrade the ice cream turner. There we go. My next story, it's coming from my World War I soldiers postcard. This is from Sam McNeil on AP News. Coming out of Zona Bake, Belgium, a postcard belonging to a World War I soldier whose body was found with 5 comrades during an excavation, has helped reunite distant descendants more than a century after his death on the Western Front. Remember, this is World War I, the beginning of the century, 1900s. Dozens of mourners attended a memorial service in western Belgium on Wednesday, the 10th of June, during which 6 new white marble headstones were dedicated to the British soldiers whose remains were recently identified through the use of archival research and DNA analysis. The 6 burials at the Tyne Cemetery include that of Private Thomas Whitaker, who died in the trenches carrying a postcard from Bradford, in northeast England, where some of his relations still live. At the ceremony, where 3 members of the Whitaker family, under sunshine piercing the grey drizzle, Joe Whitaker, 22, read aloud a poem written in honor of his great-great-uncle. At peace in Fawn Hills, he finally drifts away to sleep, his mind on Bradford Mills. Ah, how sweet. The soldier's postcard proved to be a crucial piece of evidence that helped the British government's researchers establish his identity and ultimately linked Joe's family with another, estranged branch of the Whitaker family. Joe said, "The thought that Thomas might have been thinking of home comforted by this postcard that he kept on him from Bradford. We were all quite taken aback by that." He said writing a poem felt like the right thing to do. Alexia Clark, a commemorations caseworker at the UK Ministry of Defence's Joint Casualty and Compassionate Centre, or also known as the JCCC, said the 6 soldiers were found during an excavation in western Belgium. But the discovery of the postcard on one of them proved to be a crucial hint. She added, "And then actually, when we looked at the missing list and went, oh, we've got one from Bradford. Great! There's a strong chance that he's going to be one of them." By matching the postcard with other found artifacts, including a Lewis gun and uniforms, the JCCC researchers, known as the War Detectives, were able to zero in on a likely group of men from the more than 500,000 British soldiers still missing from World War I. That's right, guys. There's still soldiers missing from World War I. And that's why I'm anti-war here on Before Coffee. The team contacted potential relatives for DNA samples, and the analysis confirmed the identity not only of Thomas Whitaker, but also privates Horace Frederick Cook, Frederick Martin, Charles Richard Russells, Courtney Darville Hart, Joseph Turnley, all members of 2-4 Battalion, Queen's Royal West Surrey Regiment. While Turnley was presented with a British flag folded into a triangle, given by the military in honor of the sacrifice of his relation, Private Joseph Turnley. Just a privilege to be laying and relative to all the rest, to watch, to be present, and then to be past the flag. It was the greatest treasure, actually, said Paul in tribute to his grandfather's cousin. And nearby cows, students, and bike riders watched along Nearby cows, students, and bike riders watched along an adjacent farm road. A military musician played a martial lament on a cornet, while prayers were said by the Reverend Adele Rees. Then Private Joan Wynile of the Princess of Wales Royal Regiment honored guard read the poignant Prima epitaph. "When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow we gave all today." Paul Whitaker said, "My children, my grandchildren, anyone can come and know where the Thomas is, and that is a lovely thing to have. It's just a real privilege to have Thomas be one of the ones that has been found." Yay! We were able to find Paul. I should have rolled the segue wheel for this segue too, actually. For this one as well. But there is my story on, it's kind of a good news story, but finding somebody's lost relative after a century. We've been able to reunite their spirit, I should say, with their family. And I have to be sarcastic about this somehow. Wow, it's a good thing that war happened so this guy could be found in a pit a century later and buried in Belgium. Yeah, there you go. There's your sarcasm about World War I. How about not trying to kill a bunch of people in Belgium next time, Germany? Stupid Franz Ferdinand getting assassinated. My next segue and our next story. And then after this one, I think I'll do my Thursdays 13 list. Yeah, I think that'll be good. It's just like if my dad was here. Oh, great, a limerick. A limerick for my US news, I guess. Limerick, limerick. Maybe I should write the limerick first. Well, I don't even know what it's about. That's the problem. I know what the story's about, but I don't know the whole story. Let's just go into it. This story is my only US news. I realized on last Tuesday when I was by myself, I didn't do any US news, so I decide to do some US news here. The Colombian president was going to meet with the mayor of New York during his trip to the United States, but the White House prevented it, according to the Washington Post. Insider news is from Diego Stacy on El País. Colombian President Gustavo Petro was scheduled to meet with New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani during his trip to the United States this week. The president moved the 11th of June to receive the presidency of the United Nations Security Council. In the days that followed, he intended to hold a private meeting with Mamdani, a rising progressive figure who, like him, is a strong opponent of Donald Trump. The photo among the leftist leaders was of great weight. For Mamdani, it was his first meeting with a head of state. For Petro, it meant sealing an alliance with the Ad Portas Democrat of decisive election for Colombia. The meeting never took place. The reason, the White House made sure of it. The Washington Post on yesterday, the 10th of June, revealed work behind the scenes of the Trump administration to prevent this meeting. According to 4 anonymous sources, the Colombian government canceled the event after a meeting in Bogota between officials from both countries. State Department representatives stressed that the meeting was unacceptable. The visit would violate the visa restrictions imposed on Washington by Petro, according to the U.S., officially quoted. Colombians considered the warning to be actually a veiled threat. The arrest of President Abe held a meeting with Mamdani. Ooh, drama on the political stage. The South American president has been able to travel to the United States this week to represent Colombia as in the presidency of the UN Security Council. The headquarters of the agency is in New York, and there is an agreement that allows officials, even without a visa, to go to the international organization. Petro announced in March that his president's visa was returned to him until the end of the term. But according to the reading of U.S. officials, the meeting with the mayor exceeded the scope of this travel permit. Interesting. That's why they're saying he has a threat, because it's not actually illegal for him to do, but they threatened him anyways. The State Department in September overturned the Colombian president's visa for declaring, during a pro-Palestinian protest in New York, that U.S. soldiers should disregard Trump's order if they are targeted at humanity. Less than a month later, the Treasury Department sanctioned Petro for having alleged links to drug trafficking and included him on the OFAC list. Just more political bullying. The decision has stood firm despite improved relationships between the leaders. Petro and Trump met in February in the White House after months of clashes and diplomatic crisis to clear up roughness. Although the Americans said that the meeting had been fantastic and that he took great with the Colombian, the tensions never went away at all. Petro was scheduled to attend an event in New York on Wednesday, the 10th of June, titled Dignity and Democracy, called to answer the question of how to fight from the left inequality and strengthen democracy. After this forum, the private meeting with the mayor was to take place. Both leaders had already met last September during Petro's visit to the city on the occasion of the United Nations General Assembly, when Mamdani was still a candidate and Petro had a visa. The meeting with Mamdani had 2 major political components. On the one hand, according to sources cited by the Post, for the mayor of New York, it meant a great boost to his figure as one of the strong men of the global left, something that the White House wanted to avoid at all costs. On the other, Petro wanted to get a photo of Mamdani with his presidential candidate, Ivan Cepeda, and thus counter Trump's support for the rising local far right. Interesting. So Trump is allowed to support the election of another country's leader, but Mamdani is basically thwarted from being allowed to get any similar type of support. Yeah, political maneuvering indeed. Colombians will go to the polls on June 21st to define in a ballot who will be the president until 2030. Senator Cepeda, long standing on the left and supported by Petro, will face outsider Ultra Abelardo de la Espriella, who, shortly after his first round victory on May 31st, received support from Trump. That's all you need to know, fellas. All you need to know about anybody. If Trump supports them, that's enough of a red flag. In a message that the Colombian president called intervention, the Republican celebrated more like the fascist, celebrated the De La Espriella, aligned himself with his agenda in Latin America, and said that both share values and principles in defense of democracy, freedom, and institutionality. Crazy that he knows that word. That's why, for Petro, the photo with Mamdani was so valuable. It was to show the progressive electorate that his movement also has relations with figures of international stature. A member of Cepeda's team told El País this week that the candidate had planned to travel to New York and Washington for this purpose, a plan yet to be confirmed. The reading of the campaign was clear. If De La Espriella had Trump as an ally, the left-wing candidate needs to put his face in the country and meet with the most visible Democrat today. It is no longer clear that this meeting will happen. But maybe they can find a way under a back room somewhere. And then his visa will be taken away, right? That's the idea. They're threatening to take his visa away. If you go meetings, we will take your visa and then you won't be able to travel to the US anymore. Threatens to take away if they get US leftist support. Yeah, that's what I'll say. Alright. Let me do a possessive. For our limerick. My nose is still clogged from sneezing earlier. Oh, it's so annoying. I hate sneezing right before the show because the whole time I'm just trying to talk. Trying to talk with a clogged nose. Clogged nose. Petro and Mamdani took heed in a meeting where progress could lead, but the Trump team exploded and their plans corroded. Now visas hang low like a weed. There's your limerick. Yeah, the Trump team exploded. I'm gonna give myself a cheer because only I can do that for myself. Yay me! What a great limerick, me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, I know. We love limericks here. Yay! Yeah, there you go. I also have a 10-stream streak on my own stream. Yay! Okay. Next is our Thursdays 13 list, which I wrote on my phone, even though I have a computer. And we're going to be talking about the 13 games I am interested in or excited or that are coming up, because I never talk about this, and I don't remember who, but somebody asked me, I think last week, about this, and I was like, actually I don't know. I have no answer for you, because I never think about this. I never sit down and think about what games I'm interested in coming out, but let's talk about it. Oh, let's also roll the segue wheel for this too. So I have a segue after writing my list. It's gonna be a hypothetical? A hypothetical. Okay, great. Hypothetically, these games will be released one day. Our first game, which is I'll be looking them up on Steam so I can read about them, is 1666 Amsterdam. Now, for history behind this game, it is created by the original creator of the first two Assassin's Creed games. They originally were sponsored by Ubisoft, and then Ubisoft pulled sponsorship or publishing rights. So now it's published and developed by Panache Digital Games, which is also the person who made the first two Assassin's Creed games. I played the demo for this, I think, on Saturday or something. I saw it. I really enjoyed it. It's a very narrative-driven detective game where you can play as a cat. You also play as a human being woman who's like some sort of witch, and it's based in Amsterdam, which there aren't a lot of games based in Amsterdam, so that's really cool. But it was the cat thing that got me. I don't know why they should have indicated it more that you can become a cat, because I think that's a huge selling point, that you can become a cat in the game and be a cat, which is crazy because we just finished Stray the other week, where I also was a cat. So that's my number one excited game that should come out one day, hopefully. I mean, they already made the prologue demo, so the game's at least playable. My next game, my number 2, is Broken Sword. Smoky Mirror remaster, I should say. I don't think it's a remake. It's kind of a remake because they redo all of the animations. It hasn't come out yet. I was hoping it was coming out this year. It says coming soon still. I remember explicitly when I originally played Smoking Mirror, the original version, it was not good. I did not enjoy it. There were things in there that kind of pissed me off. So I'm hoping with this remaster that they will fix some of those bugs that I had to deal with, and also some dumb things that happened. And it says coming early 2026, but we're now in halfway through 2026. So I'm not sure what's happening there and why it hasn't come out yet, but it's a classic award-winning adventure with a 4K remaster. Step in the shoes of the intrepid tourist George Stobart and sharp-witted journalist Nico Colliart as they unravel a deadly mind conspiracy. Yes, we love a deadly mind conspiracy here. Our next game, number 3, is Become. Now, this is kind of my meme game pick. I'm not like seriously invested in this game, but it is a funny concept. You become a short-sighted sperm. So it's a sperm with glasses. And you have to make the fantastical journey to the egg. Now, overall, the game is fine. A lot of people were pretty annoyed with like the male-centeredness of this. I'm hoping, first of all, that the egg is also anthropomorphized, so it's like a human. If the egg is just an egg and a physical object, that's gonna kind of piss me off. Second of all, if the end battle isn't you fighting an egg as a boss, I'll also be very disappointed. So that is so far what I'm looking forward to, and hopefully we'll see what happens from there, where you upgrade your your sperm cell and try to get to the egg. That's all I really have to say about that. Our next game I'm looking forward to, most of these are PC games because I only have a PC. There is a Hellraiser revival, remake, remaster. Now, Hellraiser, of course, very spooky game. And you touch the cube. You have the cube. We must the cube. It's an infamous puzzle box survival game. And we have to survive Pinhead chasing after us as we have the cube, the puzzle box, and Pinhead. And of course, it's a famous movie. I don't know if it was a game first and then a movie, or a movie first and then a game. But we'll see how it goes. And it is being developed and published by Saber Interactive, which I don't remember if they've made anything else. Let me open it up. They haven't really made anything I've played. World War Z, the World War Z game, I guess. I don't think there's anything. Oh, they've made Warhammer Space Marine 2. So, if you like that game, it might be similar to that. I have no idea. I've only played a little bit of Space Marine 2. Our next game that we're looking for, Word 2, which I don't even think has a page for it yet, is The Witcher 4, whatever The Witcher 4 is. So I actually have no idea what it's going to be called, when it's coming out. But according to the rumors, right, it's going to be Ciri is going to be the main character. So instead of playing Geralt, you're going to be Ciri. There is a tech demo and a trailer, but there's no actual news on it. Like what it's called, what it's going to concern, nothing. So it's still kind of in... We're just waiting to see, and who knows when it's actually going to come out. It says it's just a single-player game with an open world and the start of a new saga where you play Ciri, professional monster slayer and embark on a journey through a brutal dark fantasy world. It is under Unreal Engine 5, and it's supposedly going to be the most immersive and ambitious open world Witcher game to date. Not the most ambitious game CD Projekt Red has made, because I still think that would be Cyberpunk 2077. Next on my list is Squadron 42. Yes, the scam game for a lot of people who are following this game. It was supposed to be released last year or the year before, and it's supposed to be released this year. And still no news on it being released yet. It's been in development for a very long time by Star Citizen, Robert Space Industry. I have been playing Star Citizen, which is the MMO version of this game. Squadron 42 is basically using the things developed in the MMO to make a single player game. Oh! Hello, cows. Thank you for your daily acorn. You've got the invisible one. Nobody even knows it's there. There's a lot of great voice actors in this game. Yeah, Henry Cavill, Mark Hamill, all sorts of famous people. Jonathan Bailey voice acting this game. Is the game ever going to come out? I don't know. But I'm excited for it when it does. Lucky for me, I'm very patient because I'm used to all these exclusive games that don't come out for 2 years on PC. So I'll wait another 10 years, I guess, until this game comes out. And that was, what was that? My number 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My number 6 game I'm looking forward to this year. Next up is Emery Hearts. Now, I did play the demo for this during the demo, whatever that was called. I already forgot what it's called. The demo stream, the Steam demo extravaganza. And I really enjoyed it. It was a very Chrono Trigger kind of game. And I'm hoping it says here it's planned release for September 2nd. So I'm excited to be able to play it. We were able to, I'm gonna sneeze again. We're able to play through the beginning of the game and like do this kind of fighting ring experience. And I'm excited to see where the story and the game takes us. Because we have a bit of like a family drama and a secret, and we have to uncover the mystery of the Emery Heart, and that was already pretty interesting for me. So that's my number 7. Next up is a game that should be coming out very soon, Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy. Now, I've already played Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, and this game is a similar one. I love a lot of Owlcat's CRPGs, so I'm excited. I think, what Owlcat's CRPG have we been playing? Tyranny, I believe, right? No. Oh no, Pathfinder, yes. I played Pathfinder. I haven't played it on stream, but I have played the Pathfinder CRPGs. And then I played Rogue Trader as well, and then this one is going to be all about the Dark Heresy when, well, if you know anything about the lore of Warhammer, where it's when the world kind of goes, Warhammer 40k is already pretty bad, and this is just the baddest part of it, really. What I like about the more recent Owlcat games is that they do have multiplayer. Unfortunately, the Pathfinder games did not have a multiplayer, which sucks because I actually like Pathfinder the most as a combat or a TTRPG system. So it was kind of a shame that I was stuck playing it by myself. But that's my 7th game. I need to get my list back open because my phone locked. Another game that is going to come out one day, but we don't know when. And we haven't heard any news of it, and who knows, it might actually just be canceled randomly by BioWare or whoever's remaking it. Saber Interactive is remaking. Oh, didn't we just talk about Saber Interactive earlier? Let me look. Saber Interactive. They made. What are they making? Oh yeah, they're the ones who are making the Hellraiser remake and also made Space Marine. They are remaking KOTOR. I don't know if it's both KOTOR games or one KOTOR game, but it is being remade. But it's 5 years later after they first revealed they were doing it. It's still being worked on. That's all they have to say. So we don't know when it's going to be released. We don't know if it's going to be finished. They might still be developing other games, so that's probably why. And okay, here it says here KOTOR 2 remake is still in its planning stages. So we don't know if KOTOR 2. The same problem with KOTOR 1. Right now they're working on KOTOR 1, and they might make KOTOR 2, depending on how millions of people buy KOTOR. KOTOR is one of the best RPGs. So. Next up is this one was just released. This one was just revealed, and this is my only, I think, console game. Ocarina of Time remake. This was released at the Nintendo Direct, I think, over the weekend. It's being revealed for Switch 2. Does it say if it's going to be released? I hate that this keeps taking me to the Dutch page and then I have to translate Dutch. Just leave me, I want to be on the English page in English, please. I hate this VPN based redirecting. Like, oh, you're on the US, you're not in the US, so you must have to read this in your home country. I can read it in English too. It looks like there hasn't been any big release. It says they confirmed a 2026 release date, but there isn't even that much 2026 left. So it could be released at Christmas time. A Christmas gift. Anybody wants me to get me a Christmas gift this Christmas, this game, and a Switch 2, thank you, I'll appreciate it. So, of course, I've played Ocarina of Time plenty of times, but it'll be interesting to see it in a more modern graphics, at least looking at it, way more HD, freaking 8K graphics over here. Next up is a game we already know is going to come out one day, because it's the only way, it seems, Game Freak makes money is Pokemon Waves and or Winds. That is coming out also on the Switch 2. I don't know if it's coming out this year or next year. I thought it was coming out next year, but that might have been last year, which means it is this year. Okay, here it is. Worldwide release in 2027. Okay, so it's coming out next year. It's going to be on the Switch 2, which means the graphics are going to be really high, but it looks like they could still be working on the graphics. I don't care about the graphics so much, but it's more like really unsettling to see cartoon characters on very realistic water, rock, environmental features. That's kind of my thing, but we'll see what happens. It would be cool if they could finally release a Pokemon game where the Pokemon have those like realistic Pokemon edits that were really popular in like the 2010s. I don't know if you guys remember those or if anybody remembers those. Next up, my second to last one is Fable. What I'm going to be calling Fable 4. Right now they're just calling it Fable because I think it's a remake or a re-release. Even my search assistant is like, Fable 4 doesn't exist, but it is the fourth Fable game. Whether or not it's in a series doesn't matter to me. But they were releasing this in 2027. It's going to have, for the first time ever, it has a woman as like the main presenter or the main character. Usually it's been like a man, but you can play a woman or a man in Fable. But usually it's a white man as the main character. But this one I think is like a brown woman, and of course everyone who doesn't like DEI lost their heads. Oh my god, women in video games and they have melanin, I'm going to die. The woke culture is taking over our video games. I don't really care about that. I'm glad, because as a brown woman I would love to be able to play myself in a video game without being in like an alternate idea. And finally, this is a game actually I saw on Tommy's stream when he watches like his game trailer thing. I don't know if he still does that, but when he was doing that, this game called Unusual June, which is a game made by Finji, the studio behind Night in the Woods, which is one of my favorite games on my Switch, even though it's not originally a Switch game. It is my favorite game on my Switch. Night in the Woods. Great soundtrack. Great story, and I'm excited to be able to play another game by them. in which we get to play another brown woman. Oh no! And she's looking up the mystery of her village and what's going on there during summer break, similar to Night in the Woods, which also happens kind of in a summer break scenario. Very excited for that game, and that is my last game on my list. I believe my 13 games I'm looking forward to this year/next year. I hope you enjoyed my list. What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to have a hypothetical. Hypothetically, if I become a millionaire, I can buy all these games and play them. So please continue to support me in my journey to be able to play these games. All right, let's roll the segue wheel and get into my culture news, which is very short because Thursdays 13 is always so long. We're already at 1 hour and a half of being here. This story is coming. Oh, what are we doing? An associate. Okay. This story is coming from Iceland Air, who is paying somebody $50,000 for being the worst photographer ever. This is from Theo Ferrant on Euronews Culture. For most photography competitions, inexplicably blurry horizons, wonky framing, and accidental thumbprints are immediate grounds for disqualification. For Iceland Air, however, they're the entire brief. After launching a viral global search for the world's worst photographer earlier this year, Iceland's national airline has finally crowned its champion. And no, it's not Brooklyn Beckham. If you know, you know. Blanche Mortemard, great name, Blanche Mortemard from Paris, beat an astonishing 127,642 applicants from 178 countries to secure the gloriously backhanded title, impressing the judges with her admirable lack of skills and knowledge of basic photography. Her winning portfolio included a snowy cityscape of Oslo, in which a rogue thumb claims roughly 20% of the frame, a poorly exposed blurry photograph taken in approximate direction of the Statue of Liberty, and an image of a seagull on a lamppost awkwardly sharing the frame with what appears to be an earlobe. Photobomb. Just remarkable work, truly. Take a look for yourself. You cannot see it. I cannot see it either because I'm on read mode, but I saw the photos earlier. They are truly awful. Mortemard is taking her newfound title in her stride. For years, friends and family have asked why her photos always look disappointing. I'm thrilled to finally have an answer. I was training for this role. This project celebrates imperfection. Probably only photography competition I ever stood a chance of winning. The premise behind the campaign was simple. Iceland is so absurdly photogenic. Iceland Air argued that even someone with a supernatural talent for taking terrible photographs would struggle to make it look bad. According to Iceland Air, the responses to the campaign was overwhelming. We're thrilled to have finally found our bad photographer, said Gisli S. Brynjolfsson, the global director of marketing for the airline. This project has resonated across the globe because people are tired of manufactured perfection. We really admired people's courage to embrace authenticity over fakery. That really struck out among all applicants. As part of her new role, Mortemard will spend 10 days traveling around Iceland on a photography expedition designed to answer one question. Can one person be genuinely incapable of taking a good photo in one of the world's most spectacular landscapes? I'll be documenting Iceland with the confidence of a professional photographer and the skills of someone who definitely isn't one. If Iceland can survive being photographed by me, it can survive anything. Like a volcano, perhaps, Mortemard has said. For her efforts, she'll receive a tidy $50,000 fee covering her time, expenses, and of course, her photographs. Iceland has been warned. Watch out! Terrible images incoming. Now, I associate this easily with one of the best airlines I've ever used to travel to Europe. Now, to be fair, I've only traveled to Europe twice using Iceland Air, 3 times. And I enjoyed it every time because when you land in Iceland, they're really happy to see you. When I landed in London for the first time, I got put into detention because they thought I was smuggling drugs. So that's the difference between Iceland and London. Maybe it was because I was a bit older when I came through Iceland when I was 20/23. and not 19, but it was still very nice. Iceland is it's a nice place to stop in. You know, if you want to do like a stop there for a day and then leave to go somewhere else, I think it's a nice place. So good on you, Iceland and Iceland Air, for finding the worst photographer in the world to ugly up some Iceland, I guess. Let's roll. Should we do a final segue? Let's do a final segue, and then we'll do this day in history. It's an accurate metaphor simile for this day in history. Oh, do I have my audio on the wrong audio device? I do. Oh no. You guys have been hearing me disconnect my stuff. What was it? Cable B? No, it was cable... No. Cable B. There it is. Okay. Right. I was like wondering why I was hearing my computer disconnect. on that. That's funny. This day in history. Scroll all the way down. In 1509... Oh, let me go here. In 1509... Henry VIII wed Catherine of Aragon, the first of his 6 wives. Pope Clement VII later refused to annul the marriage, triggered the break between Henry and the Roman Catholic Church, and led to the English Reformation and Anglicism. Yay! For Henry VIII's bad sperm. In 1742, the Empress Maria Theresa of Austria decided to make peace with Prussian King Frederick II, ceding almost all of Silesia to him in the Treaty of Breslau, which marked the end of the First Silesian War. Where's Silesia? Where's that located? I don't want to copy, I want to search for it. It is located in the Czech Republic. It's a small part of Czechia and Germany. In 1880, Jeannette Rankin, the first woman to be the member of the U.S. Congress, was born in Montana. Woo! Congratulations for being born and changing history. In 1898, the Zhuangzi Emperor issued his first reform decree, initiating the 100 Days of Reform, an imperial attempt of renovating the Chinese state and social system. Did it work out? We're still waiting to see. In 1919, with his victory in the Belmont Stakes, Sir Barton became the first winner of the Triple Crown of American horse racing. Congratulations, you raced that horse real good, Sir Barton. Was Sir Barton the guy on the horse or the guy who paid for the guy on the horse to ride the horse? Oh, sorry, Sir Barton was the horse. Duh, of course. They named their horse Sir Barton. Congratulations, Sir Barton, for being a horse and running that track. Oh, dear. In 1927, American aviator Charles Lindbergh was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross by the U.S. President Calvin Coolidge. What did he do? To get it. He did the first non-stop flight across the Atlantic Ocean from New York City to Paris on May 20th, 21st in 1927, and then he was given this award. He was born in Detroit, Michigan, and died in Maui, Hawaii. Here's all your story about him. In 1949, Hank Williams debuted on the Grand Ole Opry radio show with Lovesick Blues. Thrilled by his performance, the audience demanded that he sing it 6 more times. The most encores ever recorded on the show, probably. In 1950, capping a dramatic recovery from a near-fatal automobile accident, American golfer Ben Hogan won the U.S. Open. Wrapping around the telephone pole's not going to stop this guy. In 2001, Timothy McVeigh, convicted of bombing of a federal building in Oklahoma City on April 1995, which killed 168 people in what was then the worst terrorist attack in the U.S., was executed. Yeah! The Oklahoma City bomber was executed today. Even though I don't believe in capital punishment, at least he's gone now and he won't be bombing anyone. So, yay! In 2012, sorry, I can read. 2002, the reality competition TV series American Idol debuted. It became one of the most watched shows in the United States and still Clarkson is the only winner who actually ended up having a permanent career in the music industry. Very sad. That's probably not true. I'm sure there's other successful American Idol winners, but she's the only one who's the most famous, I guess. In 2010, the 19th Men's FIFA World Cup opened in South Africa, marking the first time the tournament was played on an African continent. That is really sad. It took until 2010. And it was like, one of the more colonized African countries too. In 2014, American actress and activist Ruby Dee, who was known for pioneering work in African American theater and film, and for her outspoken civil rights activism, died at the age of 91. Lived a rest in power, Ruby Dee, and thanks for fighting for our rights for film. Because I would not want to be watching film with only white people in it, I can tell you that much. In our featured event, 1982, E.T.'s otherworldly success. That's right, on this day in 1982, moviegoers met the lovable alien at the heart of Steven Spielberg's E.T., the Extraterrestrial. The emotional sci-fi hit opened at $11.8 million and became a box office phenomenon, earning nearly $368 million domestically. It held the record as the highest grossing film until Spielberg's Jurassic Park surpassed it in 1993. He was on a roll, and people have been flying on their bikes ever since. For our biography, we have Vince Lombardi. Oh, damn! My dad's not here for Vince Lombardi's birthday. Famous American football coach who has his entire stadium named after him in Green Bay. He led the team to 5 championships in the NFL in the last 2 seasons, the victory of the first 2 Super Bowl games against the American Football League. So that's before they combined it all together. I'm sure my dad would have had a really cool story to tell you. I don't have one, sadly. Next, it's 1933. Gene Wilder was born. Famous actor who's been in so many things. Great. Was also on Off-Broadway. Played a very sarcastic guy. He's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He died in 2016 in Stamford, Connecticut. Very funny actor. Very high-strung, neurotic. Yeah, that's what I would say. He plays a lot of neurotic characters. In 1956, it's Joe Montana's birthday. Another football player, American football player. Known as one of the greatest quarterbacks of history. He was led the San Francisco 49ers to 4 Super Bowls. Did he also play for somebody else? I thought he also played for somebody else, but I don't know. He was the most valuable player 3 times. He ranks at the all-time leaders in passing yards and touchdown passes. Montana was known for his ability to calmly bring his team to victory from the brink of defeat. That's a cool thing to be known for. It's Hugh Laurie, 1959. He was born. He played House. He was in Fry and Laurie comedy series, in Blackadder comedy series. He's hilarious. He's a great actor, and some people forget that he's not American because of how great he was in House. It's also Mehmet Oates' 1960s birthday. He was born in 1960. Turkish-American surgeon and television. Oh, Mehmet Oz. Oh, this guy. Ah, yes, the guy that will sell you some medical things, and then you realize it was all a scam. Yes, he had a TV show. Dr. Oz, yes. He is a real doctor, but also he maybe did not give the best advice because he was a paid TV doctor. So you start selling whatever people pay you to sell, in a way. In our featured biography, it's Jacques Cousteau, who was born in 1910 and died in 1997. A French naval officer, ocean explorer, and inventor. What was he famous for? What's his primary accomplishment? He did the first major undersea survey in 1872 and 76 on the Challenger. He prepared a lot of maps. The Challenger voyage, I think the Challenger voyage is his #1 thing that is like, that's the thing. He also was the one who proved carbon dioxide is absorbed by the ocean and reduces our greenhouse effect. That's pretty cool. Thanks, Jacques Cousteau, for all your work in science and environmental science. On our National Day calendar, we have National Making Life a Beautiful Day. That's what I try to do every day. So you keep on having a beautiful day. It's also National Corn on the Cob Day, National German Chocolate Cake Day, which, fun fact, is not German. Nobody in Germany eats this cake. It's an American invention. It's kind of like how Irish coffee is nobody in Ireland is drinking Irish coffee. Okay, this reminds me of this country. Let's name a food after it. It's also National Career Nurse Assistant Day. So there's people who have dedicated their lives to not only helping other people, but also other nurses. And that's all the days we have for the National Day calendar. This has been Allison here with all our technical difficulties, our lists, our limericks, did I even do a simile? Oh, I'm about to do a simile for Thursday, June 11th, 2026 on Before German Chocolate Cake and Corn on the Cob. It's so weird doing my dad's stuff. It's also National German Chocolate Cake Day is a lot like, well, I actually did the simile just now, right? It's a lot like Irish coffee. You think it's something people eat there. It is not something people eat there. Just like nobody in America is drinking Americanos. But Koreans love Americanos. So it's really a Korean drink if you think about it. In our International Day calendar for UN observances, we did accidentally forget to do yesterday's International Day for Dialogue among Civilizations. So let's talk between civilizations and share our culture with each other and realize, hey, we're all human all the time. As the world grapples with multiple interconnected crises, such as winding gaps in peace, development, trust, and governance, humanity stands at a historic crossroad, facing increasing instability and transformation. The urgent need for solidarity, dialogue, and cooperation has never been more evident. It's also a International Day of Play. That's right, go out there, make a beautiful day, and go play. Whether you be a child or an adult, we need to work towards making a world where people of all ages, all backgrounds, can reap the reward of being able to just play outside, have fun, run around in a park, and not have to worry about bombs coming down while they're doing it. So thank you, everyone who's working towards that goal, because I know a lot of people who watch the show are working towards that. Thank you for the support. All right. Even when I do this show, it's long. Well, to be fair, I had to look up the things for my list, which is why it took so long. But, well, that is the end of our show for today. Thank you, everyone. This has been Allison here from the Netherlands. As we tie off this Thursday 13, we will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for Friday's news dump, in which we'll give you all the news you need to hear about and news you may have missed before the weekend, so you don't have to worry about it. If you're not already subscribed to the Before Coffee podcast channel, please do that. Share it with all your friends. You don't even have to watch us. We just want to see the number go up, because the more that number go up, the more YouTube will push ups on the algorithm. Also follow us on Twitch. We're trying to get to 100 followers. That's the goal. Right now we're trying to get to 30, I think. So thank you, everyone, for who's already following and subscribed to us on Before Coffee Podcast, and who's supporting us on Patreon under the Before Coffee supporter tier, which you can also do that if you want to give us a little moolah. That's keeping the light on. We will see you tomorrow. Oh, I didn't come up with a mic drop moment. I have to come up with a mic drop moment. Let's do... Totally. See, I forget to do things if I'm the only one here. I don't want to do ET. That one's kind of easy, but it would be... I think I thought of a funny one. See if we can find a video about this. That's not too long. A lot of them are an hour long. Maybe I should go on YouTube. That would be easier. They don't even have to have good moments. They just have to be the best moments. That's 41 minutes. That's 2 hours. That's 14 minutes. That's shorter. Oh, Benson Boone was on American Idol? I had no idea. That's good. Okay, so I guess there's another famous person. This is a 9-minute one. Maybe I can take the 9-minute one and just cut it in half. The problem is I don't have time to edit when I'm... Oh! We can... Actually, you know what? Let's watch Kelly Clarkson's full audition. Yeah, there we go. It was the first season, the first episode. Probably not the first episode. And she is one of the more famous people. No, not that. Download this video. I think I did this last time. I forgot to do this last time. I don't think I could do this show by myself every day. Way too much to do just by me. A lot of these things were added by my dad. I'm perfectly fine with just talking, but like adding all this stuff onto it is a lot of work. But I guess that's what makes it a show and not just a stream. Let's put in my mic drop moment. Go. Over here. Okay, this has been me. This has been you. And here is... I'll see you tomorrow for the Friday news dump, and here is our mic drop moment.
I want to be an American Idol.
The original Kelly Clarkson edition.
And just in case our next
All the clips from the show, I think.
Kelly Clarkson has a backup plan.
She has a backup plan.
This used to be her pants.
Oh, I wonder if she still does this.
That's cute.
I know. I'm going to be a fashion designer if this doesn't work out.
Call it a hunch, but we don't think Kelly is going to need that plan.
Really? She was... I don't think I've ever watched the first season of this.
I'm 20. I just turned 20 this April.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Cool beans.
What are you going to sing today?
I'm singing Express Yourself by Madonna.
It's so interesting being a judge for this because they have to be interested and not too interested.
18 karat gold. Fancy cars that go very fast. You know they never last. No, no.
Look at her attitude.
What you need is a big strong hand to lift you to your higher ground. Oh.
She's impressed.
Cool beans.
Randy.
I love that song. I worked on that song with Madonna. You did a very good job. Oh, come on. See, they love this, right? I can't help it if I'm so famous, man.
I know you are.
I love me.
Randy's like, let me put myself in this here. I was also involved in the song.
I'll take your place.
You sit down, you sit down.
Oh, here we go, Randy. Let's go.
Can I be Randy?
Now I need some stage presence too, man. Let's do it.
I'll be Randy, you can be me. You have
Can
to
I
be
start?
Oh, no, he's getting into it.
Modern dance while you're doing it, or?
Modern dance. Hey, she's good.
Randy's now standing at the audition position.
I believe I can fly.
R. Kelly, yeah.
That was it.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Okay, what do you guys think?
So what do you think? Hollywood is
Not
Wow, she's really getting into it.
years will this man ever make it to Hollywood?
all right. That's okay, though. That's okay. Okay, how about you, Paula?
I love how Simon Cowell was basically here to be like the really rude British guy on this show
Come on, it's
originally.
me. You know me, man. Paula, don't do this to me, man.
I'm sitting on the fence on
I'm
this
trying to
one.
get my dreams off, dog.
I'm on the fence.
This is more like Randy's audition than Kelly Clarkson's audition.
It's the personality, man. You're gonna go.
I guess you're going to Hollywood, Randy.
Yeah, you're going.
I'm gonna go through the door. Those judges, man, they blow. How did it go?
Kelly Clarkson doesn't even get like her normal thing because Randy took it over. What the hell? That's so weird.
Kelly's wondering what
Yeah, I'm wondering me. What is the fate of her
Kelly, it's always me.
I went to Hollywood.
It's always me.
It was great, man.
Meanwhile, Kelly is waiting to hear the judge's decision.
Randy,
Well, they already like her.
Yes.
They let her sit in the chair.
I definitely think you should come to Hollywood.
She won. She won through personality, I think.
One condition that you tell Ryan out there that he needs to redo his highlights.
Okay.
Okay, but you're through to Hollywood.
All right, welcome to
Look at that, so casual.
You have to fix your highlight.
You're go-
She actually did it.
You're going to Hollywood. Tell them my
I'm going
highlights.
to Hollywood.
This is, you can tell it's the first season.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.